Hi Chris, we are today together to talk about the latest rejections of Apple of certain apps. And could you explain what's going on?
Well, Nate, I think you're referring to the UUID pools from Apple.
That's correct.
There's been a change in the Apple policy. Actually, it started somewhere end of March, in which Apple started to refuse a number of apps based on their behavior and the usage of particular APIs. So that's.
So I hear the abbreviation UDID. What does it mean? What does it stand for?
UUID is the unique device identifier, and it basically defines your iPhone. So it's like the SKU number or the serial number of your iPhone. It's a unique identifier which holds a relation to your device. Now this identifier is frequently used to identify both phones, but also in relation to people owning the phones. So it allows you to, as a developer, to verify whether you're talking to the same device, or the app can figure out whether it's still on the same phone or if it's been moved to it's actually physical present on another phone. So it's used as a key to link user data to a particular device.
So I understand that UDID is very relevant also from a privacy perspective.
Yeah, that's the core of the reason why Apple deprecated the use of the function in, I think it was August last year with the release of iOS 5.0. And basically what they said, well, you have a key specific to a phone, and it's being used by developers to correlate to people. And because it's specific to the phone, you can also correlate over different apps. A good example is the statistic aggregators. For example, Flurry is using the UUID to combine information from different apps and to build a profile of your user. Now that in itself is not against privacy regulations and also not against Apple's rules around these privacy regulations. However, what they said is that you should always inform your user when you start collecting data related to their privacy. And there's no hard evidence because Apple has not made a formal statement on it. But if you see those apps that are being rejected are particularly those apps which use the UUID or request the UUID from the OS, but do not inform the user about it. So it's an app which installs, it accesses your personal data, but it isn't asking for your permission or informs you about, hey, I'm going to use this identifier, I'm going to store this information about you, I'm going to do something with it.
So what should clients do at this point in time?
Well, sorry?
What should our clients, using currently the UDID, what should they do?
Yeah, since the beginning, Service2Media, of course, had the issue that we build apps cross-platform. So we cannot rely on a unique identifier which is based on a Apple-only format. But ever since the earliest versions of our operating system or our platform, we used what we call the ACID, which was a unique application phone identifier. So it's a unique combination of a device to a phone. And this identifier it has the same API on all the platforms. So whether you develop for BlackBerry or Android or iOS or GTME or Symbian, all of these ones use the ACID as a unique identifier if you need to associate one particular application with one particular user. And therein lies the strength, because it automatically guards the privacy for users using on different apps. So it's not possible to correlate information from one particular app to another and therefore build a profile on your user on that. So we've taken privacy very seriously, and we've put it at the core of our platform. With the release of iOS 5, of course, we had also the release information from Apple saying we're going to deprecate the UUID. And it's been on our roadmap, and we've patched the previous version of the product already with a version of the ACID which is not using the UUID on iOS. And also our current main release, 3.1, which is due for next week, is not using the UUID. So both if you're on the latest patch release or on already working on the next release, you're complying with Apple's policies on not using the UUID.
So that's good news for the users of the platform.
Well, the good news is they don't have to do anything.
Great.
Just stay up to date and you'll be fine.
Great. Thank you very much.
No problem. See you soon.